This is a Danger Entertainment podcast. DangerEntertainment.net. Danger Entertainment Network podcast. Tasty. Before you go.
Yeah.
What does it feel like?
What does what feel like?
Having a poo in the afterlife.
I gotta go. Like,
wow, a minute's actually a really long time, isn't it? Previously on the Danger Club podcast, will you join with Razmir?
Aye.
yes.
Yes.
Hi.
What are your names, brothers?
Brother Fulton.
My name's Jimmy Two Beaks.
My name is Naraya.
Danny Carragher.
Belder.
You're supposed to be the smart one.
We're a bunch of grasses, aren't we?
It's almost like the cult is preying on the weak.
God, it's warm in here, isn't it? Make you feel quite drowsy.
Why do you have weapons? What are you doing?
It's all right. It's all right. You're home now. The adventure continues now. I like your booties, James. They're very. I waited till
That could have been a very different sentence. I like your booty, James.
Do you want to talk off air, Dan? Is that what's happening?
just like.
So James asked if anyone was cold and how he's put on a gilet.
Yeah, I have put on a gilet. I'm a little bit chilly.
It's chilly
I
in
have
here.
no idea the purposes of a gilet.
It's the best a
keeps
man
the body
can get,
warm.
Ross. It's
It
the
does.
best a man.
Because
can
what about
get.
his arms?
But the important thing is,
Yeah.
if you're in a cold environment and you're too cold, the most important thing to do is keep your core warm, because that's where all the important stuff is.
Do you
Your
remember
core.
Batman Begins, where he says, "Don't rub your arms, rub your chest" after he falls in the ice?
Yeah, that's just because he wanted to rub Robin's chest. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Danger Club podcast. It is cold now, isn't it?
It is cold.
I mean, it's November the 18th. So.
Yeah, it's properly setting in here now in East London. Probably getting chilly. I went past on my way in. I was looking at. I say I was looking at a school, but went past a school on the way in, and there's all these bits of artwork that have been done up on the outside. This is part of our ongoing quest to help people narrow down where James lives. There's all these bits of artwork that the kids have done that are like inspirational slogans that are put up there, and they're all things like "never give up on your dreams" or "friendship is really important." And they've done smart work. And there's one that just says "defeat your enemies without using violence."
Yeah.
Use mind games.
Batman kid.
So, what is our step process for becoming a dangerling?
I think there's 31 steps. Once.
Yeah.
I mean, you already got 3. You only talk about the Discord, so that's 3.
Yeah.
If you're Discord, you're level 3.
I like to think that it's more Wu-Tang based and it's 36 chambers. Yeah. So it's
Well, I
like,
mean, with Ed Johnson, they literally are 36
Level 20 is like what? Following us around, away and outside.
Let's not
James'
encourage that.
house.
Can we not encourage that?
I don't think it's a two-step. It's
trying
a
to
two-step,
find out where
so-
James lives.
Step 1, download the podcast. Step 2, leave us a review on iTunes. Boom. There
That's
we
not
go.
2-step. Colin, what's 2-step?
Subscribe.
It's kind of like garage, but
I was going to say, it's a type of dancing, Scott.
Just saying, Colin.
it's
I've
kind of
got a 2-step gag
minimalistic.
there.
Yeah. It's very similar.
Yeah,
Like
that's
a lot of
what-
people
that's
would say
two-step
that
garage.
it's
Boots
the
and
same
cats.
thing. It's
Somewhere between
no,
garage and jungle.
It's kind of boots, cats, boots, cats, cat, boots, cats, boots, cats, cat, boots. It's a bit like that actually. It's a bit more intricate.
Best cats ever.
You get like 3 1/4 cats in,
Yeah.
and sometimes 2 pairs of boots. And then
Sometimes boots and cats just won't cut it. So we're trapped in a cell.
No.
we're not.
They're trapped
we're-
in a temple with us.
We're locked up.
Yeah.
I mean, not specifically trapped. We're sort of. Well, I'd like to say we're here of our own free will. I mean, we were forced here of our own free will. Weird fucking sentence.
Makes me think though, what if people don't want to do it? What do they do? Do they just unlock the cell and then send you back out again?
I think once you're in, you're either in or you're dead.
Yeah.
I'd like to think of just the one guy who was just having a drink at that bar.
Yeah.
And he'd wake someone cell being like, I don't want. No,
I didn't actually want to be here. I was just drinking.
I mean,
I've got to get to work.
they asked us if
My
we wanted
wife
to
and
join,
kids are worried
and we
where
all
I am.
said yes. So
Yeah, it's true.
if anyone had said no, I think they would have been sent out.
It's a weird thing though. Like, why we'd said yes? We'd said yes.
Well,
it's like,
we all
yeah, so
agreed
we're
we were
going to
gonna do
drug
it.
you and put you in a cell. It's like,
Dan, what would happen if one of us had said no?
Well, we'll have to see. We'll have to see if any of you said no. Well, maybe that'll come up on DMQs.
I was about to say, how are we going to see that? Just this
Exactly,
good
yeah.
timeline where.
Hey,
Should I say
you're
no?
going to have plenty of chances to say yes or no in the coming days as you join the cult of Razmir, and we'll see how many times you say yes and how far up the steps all of you go. I want to see which ones of you actually manage to ascend a few of the steps of Razmir. I think there's probably, I bet there's an archetype somewhere that you can unlock. I don't think it's out yet. It'd be great if there was if one of you actually becomes a priest of Razmir.
I mean, we're going to have to, by the sounds of it, we're going to have to ascend at least a step because otherwise we won't give our stuff back. Unless because it probably
Yeah.
have to stick with it until at least we get our stuff back and then we can go.
So Dan, are we going to skip to that bit?
Yeah, we just fast forward and say, all right, so you're looking down on the room full of dead younglings. You have passed your first test. Well done. Well, they're all here together.
So for the rest of the episode, it's just gonna be silence. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just so this is 24 hours of silence. So the next 24 episodes of the Danger Club podcast will be played out in real time.
Just
in
the
a bit.
occasional.
And then someone just giving us some water.
Yeah.
Someone going to the toilet.
Yeah.
Hello,
In the water.
Razmir, my old friend.
So let's find out how entertaining that can be.
Come to drive you round the bend.
I trust you guys. So the priests leave you there, and they leave you in the cells with your water and your robes. It is kind of cold in there, so it's putting the robes on well. Do you want to? Which of you would like to put on robes, or do you like
will.
not to put on your robes?
Papa puts his robe on.
Yeah,
Bolton puts
Bell
his
puts his robe on.
Yeah, I put my robe on.
Okay, you are all robed.
Your skin starts to burn.
So just
You fall unconscious. You wake up in a different cell. That's the next bit.
on a practical point, so all the people who have been wearing robes have been wearing their own clothes underneath that we've seen so far.
You haven't lifted up the robes.
No, but these robes are designed to go over the top.
Yeah,
They're not because
designed
I kind of imagine a kind of Jedi-like outfit where
They
it's
are
all one
they're like
kind of
monks'
thing.
robes. So they go over the top, but like you're not wearing loads and loads unless you're imagining that your sort of street clothes are massive puffy things. Although in your case, of course, it's they have taken like your wizard's robe away,
Right.
Because they didn't, presumably because they didn't know if it was magical or not.
Yeah.
So you're effectively, if you imagine sort of game-wise when you wake up with all your stuff and you're there in sort of a loincloth, it's kind of that status.
Right.
They're not exceptional. They've left.
Have they taken Caragor's eye patch?
They've not taken your eye patch, no.
Cool. As Caragor sits there, puts the robes on, he takes his eye patch off, pockets it.
Okay.
Have we ever seen Caragor with that as eye patch?
Well, he's been changing before when he's changed for Shaka Bon Haka. You might have seen him change then.
Well, I always assumed wasn't he wearing a sparkly eye patch?
Yeah, but he would have had to take the other eye patch off to put that sparkly eye patch on.
I don't think Velda's ever sat and watched you get changed.
Oh, you're
So
going
I
about
think-
lifting robes earlier.
No. I think this might be the first time that Velda's seen you without your eye
well,
patch.
if you
Can you
look
tell us
at-
what's under the eye patch?
Yeah, they're both normal eyes. One, however, is the one he's covered is slightly. The one you can see all the time is a human eye. The one he's covered is slightly more orcish, which is is
okay.
largely the same as humans, except the pupil's narrower and the iris is slightly larger.
Cool. All right. Cool. Good to know.
Velda notices this, but just sort of nods and doesn't say anything. Like,
That's very. Velda is growing. Velda has attained a step. I thought you were just going to point at it.
Weird eye. He's just so interested.
So you are left. You are left in silence in the room for some time. Elvar, as instructed, Elvard kneels down on the floor and closes his eyes. He occasionally keeps opening his eyes and kind of just looking across to all of you, or he'll get up and just go and look out through the bars. He doesn't seem to have a very good attention span in terms of meditation, but he does follow the rules. He doesn't say anything. Do any of you want to say anything to each other, or do anything, or do you want to just wait it out?
Just wait it out.
Bubba messages Velda.
Yep.
Velda, you're right. Yes, I am. Yes. How are you doing? Yeah, good. This is quite boring. Yeah. Yes. Bubba. What? So, they've taken away my spell pouch, but I can still cast most of my spells except for invisibility, which is a pity. Can you cast all of your spells? Yeah, I'm good. You're good? Yeah, mate. Sweet.
Bubba.
Magic. Yeah. Good. I think we're all set.
Bubba then messages Shania.
Okay.
It's Shania.
As fuck. Hello?
You're right.
Yeah, I'm okay.
Just whisper.
Okay.
Velda's still got her spells. His spells.
Okay.
Have you got yours?
Yeah, as far as I know, yeah, I haven't tried to use any, but I still feel magical tingles in my fingerlings.
Oh, nice one. See you in a bit, yeah?
Okay, thank you. Night.
Bubba messages Fulton.
Forward.
Oh, he's asleep.
Fulton doesn't say anything.
Okay.
Bubba messages Caragor. Why not?
Caragor. You can whisper back.
Caragor doesn't reply.
Okay.
All right.
Awkward.
You look good without your eye patch. I'll see you in a bit, yeah?
Caragor keeps his hands together, crosses his legs, and bows his head on where he's sat on the cot.
Shania does not drink the water that's been provided.
Okay.
Just leave it
Neither
where
does
it is.
Fulton.
Don't do anything with it.
Well, unless they've replaced the one that I've poured on the floor.
They have not.
Cool. Then
So we've got a cot.
You have a small cot, yeah. It has, it's just got a bit of straw in the bottom of it.
Right, Vel just lies down and tips his hat down and goes to sleep.
Okay. So Velda has a nap.
I think Shania might sort of, she might have a little commune.
Uh-huh. Commune with nature.
Yeah,
Okay. You're doing it using an ability for that, or you just
No, just generally,
sort of have a bit of, okay.
Sort of,
you cross your legs, you go into a bit of a trance, and you start trying to connect to the natural world. It is very hard here. You're deep in the middle of a city, and you are far from nature. You get the feeling that Noala, if she was connected to nature in the same way that you are, she would have found this very uncomfortable. You're finding it a little easier because you've grown up underground, so you're used to. It's quite nice to be down in the dark. This is a more familiar setting for you, but yeah, you certainly feel very disconnected from the natural world.
Yeah, the druidic stuff is hard work.
It is, yes.
All right, thanks.
After about 5 hours of sitting in the dark, a priest comes down. Not sure if it's the same one as before. It's just someone in grey robes wearing a mask. They come down with a jug, and they pour out more water for those of you who have not had any yet, or who have drunk theirs. They take the bowl that you've upturned, Fulton. They take it and they refill it, and they pass it. They put it back.
Turn it again.
Yep, turn it again. The priest looks at you and just shakes his head. And then turns and he walks out again, leaving you in the darkness. After another 5 hours, the priest comes back again and does the same thing. Tops up any water that's been left. Tops up your water. Fulton hands it to you.
Does the same.
Okay. Again.
What time was it when we went in?
You went into the pub in the afternoon, but you're not sure what time it is now. You've got no way of knowing.
Okay.
But we have been we've been left. This is 10 hours now. We've been
down there for 10 hours.
We've been down there.
Yeah.
If Caragor feels sleepy, then he'll just go to natural sleep.
Sure. Okay. He takes before he leaves. Elvar says, "Hey, mate. How long do we have to wait down here?" The priest takes the bowl that he was about to hand to Elvar and just pours the water onto the ground, and then hands him the empty bowl and turns and walks back out again, leaving you all in the dark. Elvar's like, "What's that about? What are we? Oh, we're not."
Fulton says nothing.
Okay. Yeah.
Caragor sips from his bowl and then passes the rest through the bars to Elvar.
Oh, thanks. Guess we're not meant to say anything, are we?
Caragor goes back, sits on his cot, and sits down.
All right. He sips some water, sits down. This carries on. This cycle repeats itself a couple more times until you have been down here for a full 24 hours.
I think at some point, I'll have to drink some of that water in that period.
It's up to you.
Fulton isn't.
No? Okay.
I'll suffer the whatever negativity is.
So, by the time it is, all of you feel pretty crap by the end of it because the cots are they're not comfortable. So even though you can get a bit of sleep, you don't get much. And there's not really any facilities or anything. So if any of you want to go to the bathroom, then you're doing it in full view of everyone else. Which, fine for Fulton. He's done that before. Fulton, by the end of the run, you are now. If anybody doesn't drink any of the water, so if anyone leaves Fulton especially, you are fatigued. So you have the fatigue status, which means you are taking a -1 penalty to AC and saving throws.
Yep.
Because you have not had anything to eat or drink in 24 hours.
Cool.
All of you are very hungry, but that is all. Eventually, you hear the door open again, and Engarthis returns with a couple of priests. Did you have any revelations in your first day here? You may speak.
I'll tell you what, mate. That was hard work.
But you did it very well. You have achieved great things. You're on the beginning of the path.
I had a revelation.
Yes, Brother Danny?
I had a revelation that I found joy in giving to others that which not did have any of themselves.
Excellent. But remember, we must only give what we can give. If we give away all of us, there will be none of us left. It's important to safeguard ourselves before others.
I understand, brother.
He says, "You have all made great progress here." The priest hands out some half rolls of bread to all of you. And those of you who wish may eat something. He then goes along and unlocks the cells and opens them all. And says, "I think it is time that all of you took your rightful place among the children of Razmir. Will you follow me?"
Yes, brother.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nice one, brother.
Nice one, brother. Nice one, brother.
Tell them what that obscure reference. Well, it's not obscure, but tell them what the reference is from.
That's from a movie called Human Traffic, which is from the late 90s, and Danny Dyer Danny Dyer and John Sim have a phone call conversation where they shout "Nice one, brother" at each other,
which is a
for
cry
a long time.
You will hear at any festival.
Yeah.
Given any amount of time, someone at the top of their lungs will screech it, and then about a few other people will shout back.
Yeah. So that's that reference.
So, brothers in arms, you make your way up out of the cells. He leads you up a staircase. Sorry, talking to the mic. He leads you up a staircase.
You could feel the icy glare.
Dan literally turned his back on his mic, like he was facing the other way.
Because we're in at level 4, and I'm already running out of table space for all the various notes and cards and bits and bobs. That
We need to get you another table.
No. This is the second reference that Dan's made to needing a little desk. It's going to be a bureau with little drawers and a folded down thing. Knowing Dan,
He'll be in a separate room.
Yeah, candles.
on a radio mic so that I can walk around the room and mess with you all during.
And you just want my lamp suspended from the ceiling so you can just walk over, give it a few jabs every now and then just to keep your focus up. You know?
I don't want much.
Dressed in like braces.
They'll all
like an
be
80s movie.
They'll all be stretch goals
Right.
on
Okay. I
Patreon.
wonder where you're going with that.
Yeah.
So you were led out. You were led out of the cells, around a corner where you see a little stool with a priest sat on it, who was just out of sight, which is the priest Brotherhood. So you get the feeling there was somebody listening in on you the whole time that you were there. So it is perhaps for the best that you didn't talk too much there. So you're feeling anything you said would probably have been reported. You're led out of there through a doorway and up some stairs into a richly decorated meeting hall. It looks like the inside of a church. Basically, there are pews laid out. There are lots of priests outside. Lots of priests standing in the various pews. And Garth says, "Brothers, this way." He leads you through a doorway at the back into a room where there are tapestries hanging up depicting a figure with wearing a mask with great feathered wings holding a flaming sword. You guess this is maybe Razmir, in the figure in the tapestries at least. There are a couple of priests standing. They hold staffs and they're standing on either side of the door. There are various doors out of this room, but he leaves you in the room outside the doors to the chapel. And says, "I'd ask you to wait here until you're called. Soon you'll all be part of the Brotherhood." And he goes back inside, and you can hear cheering going on from inside the main room. After a couple of moments, you hear the speech seems to reach some kind of a crescendo. People cheer. And then you hear Angartha say, "Welcome, the newest members of the Children of Razmir." The priests who are next to you open the door and gesture for you to enter. You walk in. It is a great sort of ceremonial hall. In the middle of it, there is a huge staircase with 31 steps that lead up to a great bejeweled mask thing, so the size of a person this huge mask is. You see there's some doors on the other side of that as well. There are pews laid out along it where there are lots of priests in white and grey robes, and you can see that there are 4 priests in black robes. One of them is presumably Angarthis, but it's quite hard to tell exactly which until one of them steps forward and you're able to pick up the voice. Angarthis says to you, "Brother Nariah, Brother Danny, Brother Fulton, Brother Jimmy Twobeaks, Brother Belder, and Brother Elvar have all sought to join us today to become a part. Sister Nariah has herself thrown off the shackles of one of the untouching gods. She used to be a follower of Razmir, but she has forsaken that to come and be a part of our brotherhood, to follow the true faith." Various people turn and cheer for you, Shania. "Brothers and sister, will you join me on the first step and become a true part of the Children of Razmir?"
Yes, brother.
Hey.
Yes.
He leads you. You are led up, and you are each instructed to stand on the first step of the staircase. And each of you, in turn, Angarthis approaches you, holding an iron mask. He approaches Danny Carragher. "Brother Danny, do you accept the Mask of Razmir?"
I accept the Mask of Razmir.
He hands you the mask. He places the mask on your face and puts the band around that. It's got like a chain on it, so it sits comfortably enough on there.
Is it metal?
It is.
Cool.
He then approaches Belder. "Brother Belder, do you accept the Mask of Razmir?"
Yes.
He places the mask on you.
Metal.
He reaches. Bubba stops and then turns and whispers to one of the priests, who goes over to the corner and comes back with a mask with an elongated front to it.
Sloppy preparation, that wasn't it?
It's a little bit like a.
He had 6 recruits. Jeez.
A little bit like I guess it looks like a sort of plague doctor kind of mask.
Yeah, right.
Pretty cool. Brother Jimmy Two Beaks, will you accept the mask of Razmir?
Yes, I will.
He places the mask on your face. Fella, this is the dangerous one. Brother Fulton, do you accept... I'm ready to roll initiative any time I speak to Fulton these days. Brother Fulton, do you accept the mask of Razmir?
Aye.
He places the mask on your face. Brother Elvar, do you accept the mask of Razmir? I do. He places it on his face. And Sister Nariah. Sister Nariah, who has given up so much already to become a part of us. Do you accept the mask of Razmir?
Most willingly.
He places the mask on your face. You see kind of those you kind of looking over. I guess you just can't see it come over. You see Shania's eyes looking out from it. It's something terrifying about that.
Yeah, presumably I'm not wearing goggles.
You'll have to take your goggles off to put that on, but you can still keep kind of the bandages across your face.
Cool.
Put the goggles over the mask. Like,
Oh my god,
that'd be so sick.
so metal. Brothers and sister, welcome to our family. Welcome to the Church of Razmir. Welcome to your new lives. You are now all ascendants of the first step of Razmir. Throughout your time here, you will ascend other steps until finally you will achieve the greatest enlightenment and be able to step in Razmiran itself, the land of peace, and sit beside the living God as almost gods yourselves. Brothers and sisters, welcome our newest members of our family. And the priests and acolytes all cheer. So you're looking around, you can see there's quite a few people in white robes. There are more people in white robes here than there are grey robes. Now you're inside the temple. White seems to be the most predominant colour. Black is quite rare. It's only these 4 people that have the black robes. One of the priests that you think you maybe saw before, maybe brought you some of the water. He's very fat. He's to be human, but he has got a big fat guy. He's got a mask. Brother Krant here is in charge of looking after the new recruits. He will instruct you in your training. He'll be the one who can guide you on your the first steps that you will take here until you are a full part of our family. He has been training recruits for a long, long time, so do as he says and don't question him. And you will find all the answers that you truly need. Welcome to the family, all of you. I will see you at evening prayers. Do you have any questions for me before I go?
No.
Nah. Nope.
Well then, you're going to be very happy here. I can feel it. It's good to have new brothers and sisters. He turns and nods to all of you, claps Shania on the shoulder. And nods and walks up the steps, followed by the other 3 in black robes. They go up the steps to the very top, turn and disappear through doors at the top of the stairs. Most of the acolytes disperse. A few of the grey-robed ones you see take up positions on the steps as if guarding them, and then they go about thing. The fat man walks over to you. He's holding a kind of like a club in his hand that he leans on and uses as a walking stick. Hello, I'm Krant. I'll be your instructor while you're here. There's a great many rules that you'll have to understand, but they'll make your time here much better, I think. Are you excited to get started?
Aye.
Yeah.
Of course.
Oh, yes,
Very much
yes.
so.
Good. Then, come, sit. He sits down in one of the pews and gestures for you to sit around with him. Elvar says, "Well, when do we get to? When do we go out there and start showing people that we're boss?" Krant goes, "Give it time. We do not put on shows here. We're We are more about self-betterment. Do not worry about showing others what they think. They are not worthy of your time. Focus more on yourself. Focus more on following the rules here in the temple. I will now instruct you on the rules of the faith. These are the tenets by which you will live your life. Thank you. I dropped my map there. Don't look at that. It's really important. First of all, don't look at the map. He hides behind his DM screen and pulls. The rules of Razmir are very simple. The first is this: Razmir is the god above all other gods. Those who claim otherwise are jealous of his glory. They spread lies in order to attempt to tarnish his mask. We must protect that mask from it. Those who follow the steps of the living God will be rewarded with glory and riches. Those who turn away from his path shall have neither of them. This is why those outside struggle in the gutter, why those who are part of the church are rewarded greatly. Razmiran is the realm of the living God on this world. It is sacred ground. It is the holy place to which we all aspire to one day attend. And it is the duty of every believer to protect and enrich this sacred place. Every temple of Razmir is an extension of this sacred realm. So this ground that you are sat on right now is holy ground. It's sacred ground and must be protected. The next rule: those who have ascended the steps speak with the authority of the living God himself. Failure to obey them is akin to disobeying the will of Razmir himself. That means when the heralds speak, we must listen as if Razmir himself is speaking. And when I speak to you, you listen to me as if Razmir is speaking. That's an important one. People forget that very quickly. Tithing to the faith is a holy responsibility. The faith of Razmir must have resources to fight against his enemies, to glory the great realm of Razmir, to bring about peace. Those who use those sums of ill-gotten wealth, they use it to spread lies and deceit. Money is used by those outside of the church to try and discredit the church, to bring down the church. We must deny the weapons of the enemy from them. Those who do not believe should be converted to the faith of Razmir, not by force, but by showing them his glory and the wealth that awaits all of those who serve him. Those who refuse are clearly corrupted by unclean vices. They are unfaithful. They should be denied all luxury. Do not give them faith. Do not give them help, but help the poor, for the poor are part of us. Only those who believe in the living God deserve a life of plenty and pleasure. Others should suffer and toil until they finally see the light. The mask of the living God is a divine vessel. This is important. Behind its protective embrace, we can speak the will of Razmir without fear of rebuke. Our followers of Razmir must wear the mask whenever they deal with non-believers, so that they may come out in his image. So if you're outside of the temple, you must wear your mask. I suggest you wear it at all times when you're here, unless you are told to remove it. Or if you're eating, of course. The followers of Razmir act as one. Through our anonymity comes solidarity. Each part works together for his glory. Now you are part of that as well. You are part of that greater whole. You work with us, and we all achieve greatness. Although we all stand upon different steps, we are all a part of the same glory. I hope that is clear, brothers. Do you have any questions? I would very much hope that we do not have any misunderstandings.
I have one quick question. Do you do marriages yourself?
You are funny, Sister Maria. We do not permit marriage within the church.
I see.
We are all married to Razmir. We so have no time for such things.
How do we get to step 2?
You follow the tenant, and when you are deemed ready, the heralds will decide whether you are ready to advance.
Excellent.
Come, I will show you to where you will sleep and you will eat. And he takes you back out of the main temple, and he leads you into the room where you're waiting. Back through a room to the side, which is to the north, which seem to have weapons in it. It's like an armory, really. There are some shields on the wall, there are some spears, there are some swords. You can see that they're all locked with chains in place. So they would need a key, maybe, to be released from that. And he leads you back down some stairs, back past the turnoff that you know leads to your cells. You can see there's some other passageways off there, and then unlocks a door and leads you into a room, a long corridor with a carpet along it. He points out a room to the south, which is a large bedroom. There are multiple beds in there. It looks like this is where all the priests probably sleep. And there are a few priests sat around in there, around a table. They are rolling dice and they're talking. Everywhere is lit in here by green torches. There are green ever-burning flames set in sconces, and these torches are set behind masks of Razmir, so they kind of have a green glow emanating from the masks, which illuminates the room. So everything's got a kind of greenish hue to it underground. The priests you notice that are sat around do not have their masks on. They've got their masks sitting on beside them on the table as they're talking. Krantz says, "We eat and sleep in shifts, so we will be sharing your bed with other people, so keep it tidy. Don't leave a mess, and no one will leave a mess for you. Nobody likes a messy bed, do they?" He leads you across the corridor to the room to the north, so opposite this, where there is a dining room. It's very simple. There's a wooden table in the middle. There's some chairs around it. There is currently nothing set out in there. There's no meal going on. And he opens the door and shows you a kitchen where there are a couple of priests, a couple of acolytes. So everyone you're seeing in this lower level, all white robes. You're not seeing any grey robes down here. All white robes. There's a couple of guys in white robes who are chopping up vegetables in there, and you can see that it's a pretty basic kitchen, but it's down there. He leads you up to the. He leads you back up the stairs, back through the armory, through the room with the tapestries, and opens a set of doors, a big set of doors that are opposite the ones that went into the church. Big metal doors. Opens them up, and you can see you get hit by light from outside as he leads you out into the courtyard. Shania, you recognize this courtyard. This is the one you climbed into. So you are inside now. Looking back at the large doors, you can see each of them has a big mask of Razmir on it. He points out the sort of muddy courtyard. He says, "This is where we train. We must better ourselves physically as well as spiritually. So I will be instructing you in your various tasks while you are here."
Caragor just notes the training ground and then looks back at Krant. Krant's a big fat guy, right?
He is, yes.
Caragor just nods and then doesn't say anything.
Okay. You will all become very, very fit while you are here, I can assure you. But that is good. We must be pure in both mind and body to properly serve the living God. Don't get looking like me, eh? He leads you back to the. He leads you back downstairs. You can see the sun is starting to set. So, I guess you've been down there for. I guess you've been down there for quite a while now. So this is the second day since you were day after you went to the Ranger's Lament. He leads you back downstairs. Here. It's too late to start any serious training today, so I'll leave you to it for the moment. But get an early night. We start at 6 o'clock tomorrow morning. First light.
Brother Krantz, Is it possible that we could just have a wander around on our own?
You are...
Before bed?
That is not permitted. You must remain down here with the other acolytes. You may go to between the bedroom and the dining room. You may go in the kitchen if you don't get in the way. But,
what if we wanted to spar a little bit? Practice some fighting?
Eager to spar, are we?
Aye, I'm a fighter.
I'll bear that in mind for tomorrow. I think I've got a little exercise that might just appeal to you, Brother Fulton.
Yeah. Oh, thanks.
Get some sleep, and I'll see you all in the morning. He turns and goes back up the long corridor and closes the door behind him. You hear a click of the lock.
Is there, like... So right at the end of the corridor bedroom...
Yep.
Is there like a spare bed?
There are enough beds, yes, for you to all bed down in there.
Is there an area where we can like sit in the corner where there's no one else?
Yeah, and it's a big enough room that you could be away from the table where the priests are playing dice.
Okay.
And not get in their way.
I guess we all go over to there to have a conversation, maybe?
Caragor goes away from the Danger Club and goes to the guys chopping vegetables.
Okay.
Hello, brothers.
Brother?
Junior Hunt?
No, it is our duty to prepare the vegetables today. We would not wish to share that duty with somebody else.
I see. So there is a rotation on chores here.
Oh, you will be given your time to cook.
Very well. He said it was we'd be working at 6 o'clock, so I assume they have some kind of time telling process. But are we able to tell what time it is?
You are not. No.
Okay. Well then, Caragor just goes to his bed.
Okay.
Shania goes over to where the guys are playing dice.
Okay.
What game do you play?
We are one of the exercises. We are playing dicey. It is. He starts. Dicey. It is. We all roll the dice, and then if you get three of the same number comes up, the first person to shout "dicey" wins.
It does sound very dicey game.
It's a very exciting game, I can tell you that.
May I join you?
Yes, of course. Here, come and join us.
Thank you.
Here, it is your turn to roll. Roll 3d6.
Okay.
What have you got?
2 1s and a 2.
Dicey! Oh, you lose. He takes your dice.
What? Wait.
Oh, wait, no, those are my dice. He puts them back.
I'm not totally sure that I understand the game.
The rules of the game change.
Oh, really?
Yes, it's a game we like to play outside with non-believers.
Oh, I see. I see. So it's sort of, you can just make up the rules.
It's like go Johnny go 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 go.
What are the rules for go Johnny go 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 go, Ross?
You just have to play Joe go 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 go. I didn't even say the word.
That sounds like a great game.
If you ever seen League of Gentlemen, watch it.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll play Joe Gunny Go Joe. I can't do it.
That's an intro.
Check on you, go, check on.
What are your names, brothers? Brother Carlisle, is it not?
Yes, it is. It's Brother Carlisle from upstairs.
Oh, good to see you again. And who might you be?
This is Emmeth, Brother Emmeth.
Hello, Emmeth.
And this is Sister Bishop.
Oh, Sister Bishop. Good to see another sister. I was about to ask if there's ever any other sisters around. Good to see you, sister.
Yes, they're all human, these two.
Is this audible to the rest of us?
Yeah, you can all hear this. It's not that big a room. Like, if you want to talk quietly, you can, and people won't be able to hear you, but they're talking at normal volume, so it's easy enough to listen in.
How long have you been acolytes for?
They think for a minute. Sister Bishop says, I've been here for only about 4 weeks now.
I see. And how are you finding the training?
Oh, it is very hard. It's the hardest training I've ever done, but I feel enriched by it. I tell you, it's good to be part of a group that really respects me.
Yeah. how did you find how you were brought here? I was most suspicious of it.
Emeth kind of chuckles. Says, "Yeah, it's a bit strange, isn't it? It's a bit jarring at first, but I guess it makes sense, really.
Okay,
I mean, really understand it.
So, do you know why? Have you found out?
It's to properly purify you before you are presented to the living God.
Okay, purify.
Yeah.
So what? So whatever was in the drinks was purifying our blood?
Yeah, it was purifying us, wasn't it?
Okay.
That's what they said.
That was certainly what they said. Yeah. Okay, good. No, great. And how many other of the priests have you met here? Sort of the higher ups and stuff. Have you had much of a chance to speak with many of the people in power, and they've opened up to you about the living God himself? I'm still a little bit. I don't know much about the gods that I am supposed to now be following.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I love that there's always this part in a Shannara interrogation where it goes really subtly and in really friends, and then suddenly you're like, so tell me everything about your organization. I'm just curious.
What is the code for the secret door?
Yeah, it's like exactly the same as happened with the cards in Caermarga. Okay, so I said, well, they've got. There's Sister Ermine. I don't need that. There's Sister
You're
Ermine.
not getting a desk. All right, you can throw as much stuff on the floor as you want.
Give me a desk. Give in. Well, there's Sister Ermine. She's the High Priestess. She is not here now, though. And then below her, there are the heralds. There are 6 of them, but they're. The 2 of them have been away for a long time. I don't know if MS. I heard they ascended. I think they ascended to Razmir. That means that there's 2 open spots to be heralds. It could be any of us.
This is an exciting time for all of us in this case. Can you tell me, do any of them deal with the face barges, or where do they come?
Oh, the barges. They Well, they come from Razmir originally. No, they don't. They come from all over.
But when the face barges arrive, they come here to the temple, yeah?
Some do. They arrive. They bring new faithful to join us.
Yeah.
Some go to other places. They bring the great word of Razmir wherever they go.
Well, you see, there's a friend of mine who I was expecting to arrive on a face barge. I was wondering who would I speak to about finding out if my friend has arrived here.
I don't know. I don't know who you're. You know people who are already part of the faith?
Well, when I decided to join, I wrote to a friend of mine and said that we should join together, that we should be part of the cause together. And they said that they would join a face barge and come to try and join me here. So I'm hoping to find out where they are. And I thought the first place to look would be where the face barges come in.
Caragor, just from where he is on a bed, just quietly but pointedly clears his throat.
What's her name?
Mary.
I don't know a Sister Mary.
Well, perhaps she has not arrived. I was just hoping you might be able to help with this.
Don't worry, brother. Hopefully she'll join soon, eh?
Yeah. I will keep an eye out for her. Do you know where they come in?
When the barges?
Yeah. Where?
Going to make a diplomacy check. Yeah. Start having to get.
Okay, that is 15.
15. Well, we're not really involved in that.
Okay, and you don't know who is?
Maybe. I suppose you could ask Krant, but good luck with that.
Yeah, he seems like a little bit of a closed book.
Oh, don't worry. He'll. Carlisle sort of laughs. Yeah, he's a book. He's more of a picture book. If you get my opinion.
Okay. Well, a pleasure to meet you all. I will get to early nights for training in the morning. Night, night.
Hello, Bishop.
Hello.
Are you? Are you?
Just you standing behind.
How are you?
Well, you're one of the new people, aren't you?
Yeah, Brother Fulton.
Fulton, it's good to meet you.
Yeah. Are you any good at fighting?
Well, I've been training. Krant likes to train. He certainly does that.
Hey, does he get you to bash things?
Sometimes, yes.
Fucking hell.
Fucking hell, mate.
Jesus.
What?
That's out of character. Just fucking hell.
I love that if Caragor sat on his bunk and pointedly says,
Yeah.
fucking hell.
I just wondered, that's all. See ya.
Strange fellow.
Caragor goes into the kitchen and asks if there's a chicken he can choke. Doesn't do that.
Velda goes after and shakes the tiller.
We all start spanking Philippe.
You can't. He's not there. Philippe's off spanking gin. Choking the fox.
Oh my God.
Training the fox.
Getting cut.
We all go to bed, I guess.
Oh, do we, Bolton?
Well, up to that extent.
We're all spent.
In sheer embarrassment, Velda just goes to bed.
I'll be in my bunk.
How many people are there in this room then?
So there's you, and then there are three. There are three of the acolytes.
Like, as the night goes, like as we start bedding down, do more people start coming in?
Yeah,
or?
there's those three leave. Some others come in. Most of them go straight to bed.
How many? Like, is there more beds than there are people? Like,
there are more people than there are beds. Specifically, like let's say they're sharing. You share beds.
Share beds.
So there's about 10 beds in this room, and throughout the night, at various points, the room is either full or sort of half full.
okay.
It's the smell in here isn't great. It's lots and 10 people sharing a room.
Yeah.
It's got that kind of hostile kind of smell.
Do all the people who sleep in this room have white robes?
They all have white robes.
Right.
Yes. So you guess the people with grey robes and black robes sleep somewhere else. Do you want to chat to anyone else, or do you want to?
No, let's go to bed.
Yeah.
Down.
I'll go to
down,
bed.
yeah. Velda's fallen asleep.
All right. So you go to bed. You are woken the next morning very early. Depending on how happy you are with early starts, you probably react slightly differently. But you are woken up very early. Krant appears in the doorway and bangs his stick.
I red frost him. I'm not a morning person, all right? It's just not what to do.
So yes, you are woken up by Krant. Everybody up. We've got a very busy day ahead for all of you. So I hope you're well rested. Go and get yourself some breakfast. I want to see all of you by the main door in half an hour.
Oh,
Okay.
Right, good, yes.
Oh, it's early, isn't it?
Yes.
Caragor goes to eat breakfast. What's
Okay.
breakfast?
So breakfast is water, a bit of bread, and some old fruit.
Right, Velda drinks his water.
Old fruit or dry fruit?
No, old fruit.
Is it
So, like,
is it
yeah.
old new fruit, Colin?
So like some of them apples
Painful
that
memories.
if you go to someone's nan's house, they all look kind of a bit wrinkly.
cringy.
Yeah, that
yeah.
kind of. Yeah, they're sort of
Sort of that sort of soft pop, pop, pop.
Yeah,
sort of
yeah.
yeah.
not like completely mouldy, but they, if it was MasterChef, they'd be in that challenge where you have to make a dinner out of like leftover stuff.
Yeah.
It's that kind of, sort of scraps, really. 30:30, Krant comes and gets you from the, or if you're done in time, he picks you up. Anyone who's still eating, he comes and gets and brings it out. You walk past. He leads you back up the steps. As you go up the steps, you pass Brother Carlyle, who is coming back down the steps. He's walking with a bit of a limp, and you can see he's clutching his back slightly. He nods to you, but doesn't say anything as he goes past. Krant leads you outside to where you have your first duties. I actually get a list. You get a list of duties here. So your first job is simple labour in the yard. So he takes you out into the courtyard, where you have to go about your daily business.
Not like about chatting to people. Yeah.
Chatting to people. So he instructs you to instructs a couple of you to start to clean out the stables. And the rest of you to go and move some wagons have pulled up, and he wants you to unload the boxes from the wagons and take them and put them in the.
Velda immediately volunteers to clean the stables because I don't know.
Funny, nobody normally wants to do that.
I don't. I'm not very good at lifting boxes and things.
You will be by the end of today.
Oh,
everyone's going to be very strong by the end of today, I think.
Oh good.
All right then.
Caragor goes with Caragor.
Sorry. Shania was going to suggest.
We all clean out the stables.
Caragor first.
Goes to the stables.
Caragor goes to the stables. Shania.
Well, I mean, do you need 3 people to clean out stables?
Having worked in the stable.
I know where I hid the stuff, that's the thing.
Yeah, Velda wasn't even really thinking about that. He was just thinking he didn't want to lift boxes.
Oh, right.
But it was sort of. It was also sort of like no, and he was going to check on the weapons as well. But he didn't. He was just sort of like, oh, I can check there, and I don't want to carry boxes.
Well, I mean, Shania knows where they're hidden, so Shania's going to go to the stables as well.
All right. Caragor sees Shania moving, and then just casually switches path to go lift some boxes.
Bubba goes lifts boxes.
As he looks at Shania, he just passes a look. And just imperceptibly, as he scratches his beard, he sort of makes a crossing across the mouth kind of movement as he scratches his beard as he goes past Shania.
Shania looks at Caragor like she understands exactly what he means and has no idea.
Okay.
Hopefully Velda's all right.
So,
boxes.
Right, so Caragor, Bubba and Fulton, you start unloading barrels and boxes. They are mostly fruit and vegetables, things like that. But this is fresh produce, which is not like what you've seen upstairs. You bring it down, and Krant opens each barrel and sort of has a bit of a poke around in it with his stick, and then closes it and gestures you to carry it back into the temple. Meanwhile, Velda and Shania, you go into the stables. There's still no horses in here. There's some piles of hay and things.
Velda just says, "Shania, right? I don't know. I'll clean near the door and keep a lookout. Just make sure things are there, but we'll leave it there.
I will just double check.
Where have you popped it? Yeah. And then Velda goes and cleans near the door so he can keep an eye, sort of.
Okay.
Or rather, we'll close the door, but then we listen out to see if anyone's coming.
Okay. So you start cleaning near the door. Shania, you go over to the corner. You start moving some sacks. These seem to be sacks of onions and older vegetables, things like that. Mostly is what is kept in here. Old fruit, things like that. You move a couple of boxes away and then move some straw aside to where to where you left the sack containing the bag. You take out and open the sack. It is full of old vegetables. And that's where we leave it for tonight.
Oh,
shit.
Listening in.